Wow. Dan, you got shut out by Unfinished. He wins everything. But very well done. Very well done. Hi, guys. How the hell are you? Got a little sun on the boat yesterday. My friend bought a boat. It was the fourth time he took it out. It's Tracker Nitro. It's a bass boat, speedboat, bass boat, and dark gray. Got lots of metal flake in it, of course. It's got a really badass Minn Kota trolling motor on it, and then it has a 150 horse Mercury outboard four-stroke, brandy new. It had, when we took it out of the water, it had 65 hours on it. And the boat motor isn't, the guy just got his two-stroke died. He went to some marina and they talked him into repowering it with a brand new four-stroke, and that was probably $11,000. And they just slapped it on, and the boat motor hangs way down below the speedboat. So my friend JMO has got to get the motor raised up so the drive is closer with the bottom of the hull. I mean, it sticks down that far below the hull, and the lake that we were on, most of it's 3 feet to 6 feet. Mo boater. Yeah. But it ran great. It ran really good, ran strong. It was actually on trial because the guy reused his prop off of the two-stroke and he put it on the four-stroke. Well, the two-stroker makes a lot more RPM, so it took forever for that prop to get up under speed. So he changed it with a different prop that he had, and this one isn't. So what? The engine was on trial. He's like, what are we running for a prop? Do we step up to this or sit down to this? And yeah, so it was actually pretty cool. It wasn't just a pleasure. I mean, it was for pleasure, but the same note, it was like, because he's going to be taking it up north to Canada on a fishing trip, and he wants it to be dialed, which I don't blame him at all. All right, we got Woomac. Man just randomly got sent here from YouTube Live from the UK. Big up. You're on the recommend in the UK. Nice. Nice. I would absolutely love to go into the UK and go hang out with some of those gearhead Brits in their sheds. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want to see the finer points of making a mini rip. Yeah, I like English. I like English stuff. We have a Triumph in the stable of motorcycles. It's a '95 Triumph Thunderbird 900. It's burgundy and cream, and it's a lovely bike, and it's fairly quick. It's like 70 horsepower. That's Lady Dougster's ride. So Mac, welcome. They have better Skittles. No, I bet they do. Gearhead means crackhead in the UK. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Petrolhead. There, I got it right. Ding. Sorry. Gearhead means a crackhead in the UK. That's funny. Petrolhead. And I like vintage Triumph motorcycles. I like, one of my favorite Triumphs is like a 69 Bonneville 750 or a Norton, like a black and gold Norton Commando 850. Norton, baby. England swings like a pendulum do. Bobby's on cycles 2x2. Westminster Abbey, the Tower of Big Ben, the rosy red cheeks of the little children. Petrolhead reads rock music in the UK. Okay. So, what is the slang term for a guy who's into working on cars and motorcycles and has a high mechanical ability? A Triumph MG midget? Nice. Hey, thanks, Jerry. Yeah, redneck. Yeah, got a little sun on the boat. Yeah, car guys. Sure. Hi, Kaylee. Welcome to the Wolverine Garage, Kaylee. We're here. We are boldly going nowhere. We talk about nothing and everything all at the same time. Doy racers. You gotta find me. Everyone can join. No, everyone can join. Oh. Boy race and roll bar, such a thrill when your radial squeal. Yeah. Ah, call them a grease monkey. Okay. Hey, Kale. What is your favorite color? Blue. I like blue. Light blue. Like petty blue. That's the color I'm going to be painting my pickup. Will be petty blue. Petty blue and victory white. Thank you, Kaylee. That's really nice of you. Meh. You won blue. B5, B5, B5. '75 Cutlass. It was before I was ever around. My mom and her first husband had a brand new Olds Cutlass in gold, and it was like I want to say it was like a 73 or a 74 Cutlass in gold, brand new. And mom said they had to when they got a divorce, he got the car. Do 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 do. Yeah, really nice car. I never seen it. Didn't even know of it till my mom started talking about it. She's like, Cutlass? I had a Cutlass. Really? Oh yeah, brand new. Like my dad had a 40 Counterline van. It was like the second body style, the one with the big tall grill. Your mom has a Lamborghini? The closest thing I'll probably ever own to a Lamborghini will be a tractor. Just because it says Lamborghini on it. Lamborghinis are cool. Lamborghinis are a lot of work. So either, yeah, 73. I think it was like a 73 Counterline. Um, that was like a pastel yellow, and it was bone stock. I want to say it was a 3/4 ton too. I don't remember that. Hey Jerry, take care. Um, yeah, I don't remember it. Dad also goes, "You don't remember our dog, the golden retriever named Whiskey? Here," and he pulls out pictures and shows me pictures of me playing with the dog. I don't remember the dog. You don't remember the dog? No. The only reason why I know of the dog is because there's pictures of me playing with him. Isn't that sad? But I was young. So just straight gin, no mixer. Okay. Have you ever bought any of like the sapphire gin and all that other stuff? Yeah. Well, easy, Kaylee. Don't fall. At one time, Ollie, I was drinking too much alcohol. But I've trimmed way back on that. As a matter of fact, we're drinking plain old water tonight. That's right, disodium monoxide. No, I'm proud to say that I drink a lot less. Am I related to Rosie O'Donnell? No, I am not. Straight up, but not straight out the bottle. Yep, I'm a classy drunk. How many batteries do I need to melt a 186 pounds chicken? I do not know. Usually get Bombay, decided to try aviation. Mean Street, what's happening, man? Bud the Spud had to go the way of the great beyond. So there will be there's another Bud the Spud, but they'll always be in rotation. So Paul Wesley, I have no idea who that is. My sister keeps saying she was around when dinosaurs were. Interesting. You're Brazilian. Well, hi. Real mustache? Well, of course. Why you think it's fake? It's definitely real. Nice. It could be Kurt. It very well could be. Ah, no, you see, there'll always be Bud the Spud, the sequel. They'll always, so, Spud has a shelf life. So we just keep going Bud. Don't celebrate Spud. Don't feel bad for Spud. You wear a fake mustache. I hope it's connected to. I hope it's the nose and the Groucho mustache and the glasses. The. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Hey Kurt. Wow, we have retired Inspector Bruce in here. Nice. Shotgun? No. Water? Okay. I've never really gotten into gin. I know Tanqueray is decent stuff. And I used to go to my friend's house, Eric, and on a hot summer's day, he'd put a gin and tonic in your hand. And yeah, they're just perfect. Hey, Frank. Yeah, on a nice hot day, good gin and tonic is where it's at. I'm great. And I know God loves me. No chin and tonic. Yeah, yeah. And I know you from Buff Del Campo. Welcome, Bruce. Here we talk about everything and nothing. We'll tell old stories. We'll make up new ones along the way. Why can't it be Germany? It's all right. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. My earliest memories, not consistent. Like I remember consistently, like going to school, even preschool. Yeah, five. Yeah, five. But my earliest memories, um, I remember when it was just me, mom, and dad, and my mom was pregnant for my sister. And we went out into one of the state game areas and just walked out on the trails. And I remember being just a little guy and looking up at, and thought those trees that I was looking at, there's just normal trees. But when you're five, those things are sequoias. So I was like, wow. I was ready to drop out at 5.5. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? You got me. Of course, Kaylee. October ends the summers. By October 31st, it is. Well, I mean, it's almost November. Yeah, usually in Michigan, the weather after October 31st, like like if you're a car guy and you care about your car, it's put to bed by it's put away, at least taken off of the road from Halloween until April. If you care about it, you'll keep it out of the salt. If not, hey, all right, you might make it. My little sister keeps hitting me on the cheat on purpose for some reason. Okay. Farthest back I remember is to a year and a half, 2 years old, playing with the Matchbox cars in my dad's living room. Score! Oh, the cheek. It is the buff. Stash power turned up to 11. Yeah. I used to play with my dad and my uncle's toys when we go to the farm. The toys, a lot of my dad and uncle's toys were still the toys we were playing with. My uncle had, hey Joe Bob, in Arizona we have for purpose for salt margaritas. Yes. Hey Rugs. No, I didn't know that, Kaylee. Do I have any 80s teas? Well, they're 80s inspired, but yeah, like I got like Super Mario, and I got one that's got a boombox on the front of it that says old school, so that's definitely the 80s. What's up, Tyler? So, got actually a lot done, accomplished. Spent 9 months. Have you been paying your taxes? No comment. Living just south of Phoenix. Do you have Nintendo 64? No. The newest console that I have is Super Nintendo. I have an original Nintendo, my original Nintendo from when I was a little kid. I have my Nintendo still, and I have a Super Nintendo, and I have a really nice Game Boy, and then I have Super Game Boy, which is the cartridge that plugs into your Super Nintendo, and then you can play your Game Boy games on your Super. Fancy. I had tacos. Tacos. Spaghetti can be really good. And today's your birthday? Well, that makes sense why you just had an awesome spaghetti dinner then. What car do you have? I don't have a car. I have a truck. I got two of them. And I got motorcycles. So my daily driver is an '07 Dodge Ram, and then I have I call it my hodgepodge Dodge. It's a little bit of everything, but it'll be titled as a '92 Dodge D150. It's been lowered. Have a little bit of stink bug happening when I get the big block stuffed in it, and yeah, it's going to be a fun little truck. Project name: Shop Truck. And then I've got like 3 motorcycles too. Cordoba on deck. The Cordoba, unfortunately, I realized that windshields in Cordobas are absolute unobtainium. So, yeah, whatever glass you've got, that's what you got to run. And good luck finding a replacement. Unless you want to. Oh, yeah. Huh, thanks, Tyler. No, I very rarely do I break out my old consoles. Lars, how are you? Um, Very rarely do I break out my old consoles. I'm always busy in the shop. Um, I'm always trying to do something, whether it be with motorcycles or working on my projects or whatever. I mean, I've ported cylinder heads myself for the first time. John Wayne Gacy. Wow. We want to know what you're drinking in this moment here. Water. Yes. Disodium or dihydrogen monoxide. Mmm. Not be rude. But you've been saying my name wrong, and some people say it's Kaylee, but it's actually Kaylee. Lee. Kaylee. Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm still not falling for it. So, oh, German, Danish, or Dutch roots. Okay. Which of the three do you think I have? Which one would you center on more of the three? We'll see. I'll tell you if you're right. You ride motocross? I used to when I was a lot thinner. German. You're right. Um, yeah, they used to ride used to ride not like professionally or anything, but just goofing off in the fields and stuff. But yeah, nice. Barbara from Connecticut. Honda 125. Can't beat a Honda. Man, love me a Honda. I had a 72 or 73. I think it was a 73 Yamaha. I think I'm going to get the designation wrong. I want to say it was a DT 125. It was blue metallic with a white stripe. Do you fear death? Absolutely not. Where are you from? I am from Southwest Michigan. Very close to Lake Michigan. Do you play Roblox? Roblox? No. No, I do not. I play with engine blocks. Still, I do play with blocks. Death fears me. Why do I not fear death? There's nothing to fear. I mean, it's all going to happen. All of us. It's inevitable. So just enjoy your time while you're here, I guess. From Scotland, been to USA, once got family in Michigan, beautiful state. Cities are rough. If you get in the right cities, there are, yes, but most of the time, it's pretty tame around here. Yeah, you get into the right cities, they can get tough. Told the Grim Reaper he could stick his. Yeah, we've got a couple of the Detroit is famous. I mean, everybody knows Detroit. Um, and then you've got there's a lot of cities over on the east side of the state that, yeah, are well known for the wrong reasons. Thanks, Tyler. Can you please show me out my. Vote you out? Detroit looked apocalyptic when you went there. Yeah, Flint. Yes. Hey, Grow Garden. Strawberries dipped in chocolate. Ah, yes, 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 yes. That was very, very, very interesting. Unfinished. Well done with that. What is Detroit? Detroit is a city in Michigan known as the Motor City and the birthplace of automobile production. What state are you at right now? I'm in Michigan. We're giving America the high five every day. Now, how awesome is that? High five. Made a mistake by leaving purple power on a cylinder head for a couple of days. It was rusted up pretty bad. I'm just going to take both cylinder heads to the machine shop and have them clean them up. Yeah, that cleaner is nasty, my guy. State of tiredness. A state of confusion. Tell me the band. I'm in a state of confusion. Whoa. Bet you UP gets it first. I was guessing Death, Michigan, because I am afraid of death. I cannot stand it. I cannot see one person dead on the ground. I would just scream at the top of my lungs and probably faint. I just might too. I might be right there with you, screaming my fool head off. The lakes are cool. You have UFOs. Anything's possible here in Michigan, man. Fox Dude, what's happening? What else is Michigan famous for? Are you working as a teacher? You have a way of speaking. Well, thank you. I enjoy teaching and showing people things, but I don't have a teaching degree or anything like that. I work in a factory and I load tortilla chips on trailers. So that's my job. Woo! But I enjoy gearhead stuff at home. What else is Michigan famous for? What aren't we famous for? Great Lakes. Gibson guitars out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Checker cabs out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. What else? Gilmore. The Gilmore Museum is founded in, it's outside of Kalamazoo, but it might as well be Kalamazoo. It's in Hickory Corners. What else? Shakespeare fishing equipment was born here in Kalamazoo. As a matter of fact, you can go to the Shakespeare factory. It's a bar called Shakespeare's. And it's no longer Shakespeare's HQ, but it's just a bar. But it's still cool to be in that part of the building. It still says Shakespeare over the door and everything. What else? Of course, the auto industry. We're known for lumber. We're known for Petoskey stones, which is a special kind of coral that only is here native to Michigan. You can go out on the beaches of any of the Great Lakes and you can find Petoskey stones and they polish up beautiful. They're really cool. I wish I had a Petoskey stone to show you guys. That's way cool. Fort Michilimackinac, which is underneath the Mackinac Bridge. When you drive across the Mackinac Bridge going north, you've driven over the fur trading Fort Michilimackinac that was put in like the 1700s. And Mackinac Bridge is 5 miles from shore to shore. And it's pretty cool. Don't want to ride it on a motorcycle because on the Mackinac Bridge, you've got 2 lanes. It's a 4-lane. The middle 2 lanes are grate and then like steel grates. And then you got cement on the outside. And I was riding my motorcycle across the bridge. We were going to St. Ignace. And for whatever reason, I'm on the grate. Everything's fine. I pay attention to traffic. And I just happened to look down. Okay, we're going to get over. Yeah, Big Mac. MAC. One of the most beautiful places in all of Michigan is Mackinac Island, which you can see from the Mackinac Bridge. And it's a little tourist trappy. It's expensive, but you take the ferries out to the bridge, or out to, the island, and there's no vehicles on the island. You get pedal bikes or horse-drawn carts, and that's it. I think there's an ambulance on the island. Like airplanes can land, there's an airstrip on it. But yeah, if you're getting around the island, either you're hiring a horse-drawn wagon or you're renting a bicycle. It's pretty cool. It's really cool. There's a fort on the island also that you get to tour while you're there. And then when I was in Boy Scouts, we went out there because they made a big deal about the Scout Fort. And I'm like, we have a Scout. I'm 11 years old at this time, or 12 years old. And they keep hyping it up. I'm like, we have our own fort. on Mackinac Island. I'm like, the Scouts do? How cool is that? I'm imagining this a fort. No. What it was just a cement slab that someone had tiled with a troop number on it and a flag. That was the fort. Talk about disappointment. I was like, because I'm imagining this big thing and it really wasn't. But still, it's way cool. So and then plus the whole Upper Peninsula of Michigan there's no real highways that run across it from I-75. Like you're on I-75, that you take it across the bridge. And then I-75 goes across the eastern side of the Upper Peninsula from the bridge straight north to like Newberry. And it's only like an hour. That is it for the entire Upper Peninsula for expressway. Everything else is just regular, two-lane blacktops. And US 2 is a really cool drive. Because if you go up I-75, cross over the bridge, get off at the St. Ignace exit, which is the first town that you're going to come to when you get into the Upper Peninsula, well, you're on US 2. So either you take a right and you go into downtown St. Ignace, which is cool. It's a cool old town. One of the biggest car shows every year is held there. Or you take a left and you start to go across the tip of Lake Michigan and then out west. Like Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy, some of you guys might know who he is in the No Name Nationals crew. We both live in the state of Michigan, and it will still take me a solid 10 hours, at least 10 hours, to drive from my house to his house and never leave the state. That's how big the Upper Peninsula is. Okay, I got to talking, so I need to catch up on my chat. Henzo, what's happening? Well, thanks. Hot damn. I want to love cars? No. I love cars. No, I don't want to. I do. I like mechanical things. There's only one thing that gets in the way of my love of cars, and that's my love of motorcycles. And Coleman lanterns. And hi-fi stereo equipment. And records. And, yeah. What's the car of your dreams? I'll have cars, plural, S. Cars of my dreams. 65 Bonneville in turquoise, green interior, with light birch wood grain interior. Yes, they had real veneer. I want the light birch interior, fully loaded. Grand Prix, 421 Super Duty 6-pack 4-speed on 8 lugs. Lucite steering wheel, yes. In the Pontiacs, 70 Grand Prix or 69 Grand Prix SJ 428, 4-barrel HO, 4-speed. That one, boy, they look good in about every color. Black really looks good on that car. We'll do it in black. And then 59 Bonneville on 8 lugs, 389 tri-power 4-speed. Pontiacs. I have many. Yeah. It's not 8 lugs. Yeah, 8 lugs are cool. I have some 8 lug stuff in the Wolverine garage, but it's way on the other side of the shop and I'd have to dig it out. But I've got 2 steer drums and I've got 1 center cap. This is 1 Pontiac center cap. And then one has the rear mug lugs on it, like it's supposed to have. and they're centric thread, left and right for either side. Cars, import, Japan, JDM. Money was never an object. I'd never be able to wedge my fat butt in it. But if money was never an object, then it's got to be a Toyota GT2000. I mean, who doesn't want one of those? Those things are smooth-looking cars. And a 2000cc inline six? Yeah. White. I'd have it in white. Ah! I'm all by myself. I can shout all I want. 83 Supra. What else? What else in the JDM would I want? Toyota Land Cruisers are cool. The first generation, Skyline. Yeah, who wouldn't want a Skyline? First generation Land Cruisers. I know they made them for years, but I'd want an older one. Land Cruiser, the original body style Land Cruisers are pretty cool. JDM, Datsun Z. Oh yeah, Datsun Z for sure. That'd be a ton of fun. My roommate, when I was in my 20s, my roommate had a Datsun 280ZX 83. It was primer black and had primer flames on the hood. And it looked like a drunken 2-year-old did them, but they were still flames. And the car was okay. That car had a fully digital dash in it, digital tachometer, digital speedo. It had an information center. You pushed a button and it would like scan itself and tell you that it has low fuel, windshield washer thing is low, all this other stuff. Like 99 Silverado had that Datsun had it in like 83. That was a pretty cool car. That was had independent rear suspension. It handled excellent. Couldn't do a burnout in the car, but it would squat if you speed shifted it just right. She'd lay rubber in second gear. Ask me how I know. Yeah, her Japanese specifications. Land Cruiser in American, because I've never seen one in Japanese spec, and it would be. Can you guess how old I am just by my logo? I can hardly see your logo. I'm sorry. Shelby Tune 2000 GT. Did Shelby tune Toyotas? That'd be cool if he did. Oh, that'd be cool. Mazda RX-3. Yeah. Or like a Mazda, what's the earliest one? Cosmo. Jay Leno has a Cosmo. That's a cool car. That's in white. We used to have, we had a Arctic Cat. My friend had an Arctic Cat rotary powered snowmobile, and it was the 303. And what about supercars? See, supercars are very cool, but they're temperamental, they're expensive to work on, they're hard to find parts for. They're just, I'm so outpriced by them. I would love to have a supercar, but it would be a vintage supercar. And you know what's even funnier yet? If I told you what my supercar is, you guys would go, that's not a supercar, but it is to me. Bentley 4.5 liter. In its time, supercharged. The supercharged 4.5 liter. Where the supercharger runs off of the crank snout, it's in front of the radiator. That in its day was a supercar. You can drive gear manual transmission. I can, if it's whatever it is, I'll drive it. Semi trucks, you bet. I ain't scared. Gimme. The first vehicles I learned to drive were manuals. I didn't even know what an automatic was. I am dead serious. Viper is a kind of supercar. Okay, Dodge Viper. What Viper would it be? a second gen GTS in blue with the white stripes. Yeah, it'd be the second generation, like a 98 or a 99 GTS, maybe 2000. That would do. Manual, has to be a manual, will not be an automatic. Shelby's involvement with the G2000 GT was focused on preparing it for racing for the SCCA. Awesome! Hennessy Viper. Man, that'd have to scoot. I made sure the kids learn how to drive cars with manual transmissions. That's right. First thing, learn to drive manual transmission. Second, don't burn out the clutch. Either the clutch is in or the clutch is out. The first car I owned was a manual. Not the Grammer's Viper. No, I didn't. What's happening? Bolin? I'm going to refill my glass of some dihydrogen monoxide. Talk amongst yourselves. Be right back. Right now, here's a word from our sponsors. Notice nobody's saying anything. Look at that curtain. Is that a good curtain or what? Ah, I'm back. Did you miss me? I know you did. Formula One Japan. If you install Mercedes W140 exhaust solution on Formula One Japan, they're leaving. Their voices. I've never heard that combination. I do love Mercedes, diesel Mercedes. 240Ds, 290Ds, 300Ds, yeah. 300 TDs, yeah. Now we're talking. 5-cylinder turbo diesel, yes. Like this OM something or another. Those things are like as long as they've been taken care of, they will run forever. They are damn near immortal. Always believe in yourself. That is right. Exhaust value, $12,000. BMW X Series. I do not care for BMW cars. I adore BMW motorcycles. Longest ownership, most miles driven, BMW motorcycles. And I mean, Honda is king, but BMW, the people hang on to their Beamers and they ride the tar out of them. Yes. Big fan of the W123 platform, which is like, I want to say it's like 75 through 83. Take care. Great hanging out with you. I hope you come back. You're just awesome. So have a great time. Bye. Yeah. 77 240D, and an 80 8290D, and then yeah, 4-cylinder diesels. The 5-cylinder was okay. The 5-cylinder non-turbo is a dog. The turbo 5, that's where it's at. Amazing. The turbo makes all the difference. Ah, well, thank you. Good night. Toyota Century, do I know it? Yes, I've never seen one, but the Toyota Century is a neat car. It is luxury. I mean, luxury, beyond luxury. But what's more interesting is what powers a Toyota Century, which is a Red Ram Hemi. It's based on Red Ram Hemi. Toyota came to the States and they bought a whole bunch of Red Ram Dodge Hemis, and they sent them on, put them on a boat and sent them back to the motherland, and they reverse engineered off of those and made, and there's different versions. They got more and more and more displacement. They just kept that plan and just pumped up the cubes as the engine progressed. They got to be quite a big V8 towards the end, nothing to match our standards. And then there's another Toyota engine, I think it is, that Uncle Tony was talking about. I was not familiar with it, so but it looks like you could dang near. It's just a 4-cylinder, but you look at the head and it looks like you could take a Red Ram Hemi valve cover and put it right on it. You have a Toyota Hemi. A V8 Toyota Hemi. That'd be cool. V12 5-liter. I didn't realize the Century got a V12. What do I read about? I'll go show you. I'll show you what I'm reading right now. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Also, Bud says hi. This is the new Bud the Spud. The old Bud the Spud went away. Don't cry for Bud. He doesn't want you to cry for him. This Bud's here for you. So, what I am reading is Smokey Unix Power Secrets. So, of course, it's still gearhead stuff, but there's a lot of great information in here. It's all based on a small block Chevy, but I mean, a lot of the principles still apply. But well written, and how it's written is same thing as if you were just standing in the shop and Smokey's just talking to you. That's how it feels. Feels like you're just having a chat in the shop. He's telling you about stuff. It's from Japan, right-hand steering wheel. Yeah, it's a great read, but it's be prepared. There's a lot of stuff that he talks about in here. Like, I remember reading this. My friend had it like 25 years ago. And I remember trying to read this 25 years ago when I didn't understand like I understand things now. And a lot of it was talking over my head. I mean, I still picked up stuff. I still gleaned stuff from it, but a lot of it I didn't understand. Now I understand a lot more of what he's talking about. You look like that actor from Super Troopers. Hey, handsome. Did you catch any speeders today? Oh, what are the conditions for bringing a car from Japan to America? Anywhere. What are the conditions? You've got to pay for shipping, and OMG, is shipping going to be an absolute bear. That probably will make it to the point where you won't want to import a car to the States. Of mental combat? So shipping is really expensive, and if your vehicle, once it gets to the States, if it's going to stay here, I think it has to meet whatever emissions the US has. So if it doesn't have all the emissions crap on it, you have to have that installed and working before it's allowed in. At least back when there was emissions. Now there's a whole new ball of wax happening, but historically, that would be one of the things. Mastering the art of mental combat. Wow, that is a tall order. I wish I knew of the exercises. It's raining dogs, and I'm on patrol now. Have a good day. All right, take care. And it has to be 25 years old. Yeah, and it has to be 25 years old. Yes. I know that I've heard Australians talk about shipping vehicles to Australia is a huge pain in the neck because it has to be inspected it has to be inspected at the port. And if the inspector isn't ready and it's going to be 2 weeks before he gets there, that means you're paying storage at that facility for 2 weeks until he finally gets over to check it over, because it's not fit for duty until inspected. The Super MK4 Skyline, yes, are expensive. No, not all the fluids have to be drained, Danny. At least maybe back in the day, my friend sold on eBay, this is 22, 23 years ago, he sold a split bumper Camaro from Michigan, and it went to merry old England. And it sits in a rack, and they sit on an incline, and there's 10 cars to a container to a rack, and the Camaro got put in there, and then it sat at such a weird angle that the fluid hit against the dipstick tube, and it was a non-locking dipstick. It pushed the dipstick tube out, and then all the transmission fluid drained out under the car and on top of the car in front of it. So when they got it to merry old England, it was out of fluid when they took it off of the rack, and then the transmission wouldn't engage. So my friend got a very, very, very nasty phone call from an angry British guy. Also, the car had been, because it left, keys and everything as a running driving car. It got drove up on the trailer and taken away. Well, it sat in the stockyard for months before the container, they had a load to go to England or wherever it was headed, and people were joyriding the hell out of it. They put 5,000 miles on the car, joyriding it all over New York. True story. Go to Japan, you'll live a happy life, driving cars and anything. Well, be all right by me. I like Japanese stuff. Hondas and Suzukis, and not so much Suzukis. Hondas and Kawasaki's, yes. Yeah. We own a little Toyota. That thing's a great car. Great car. 07 Camry. Yep, little 2.4 four-cylinder. BVT. It's got a 5-speed automatic. That thing actually moves, surprisingly enough. Yeah. But then again, there's a difference between you being a tourist and you being assimilated with them also. If you're speaking the language and, doing the thing, I think you might get a little more respect. Due to an oil leak. You decided to come back. Well, welcome back. See, it's all those carbs from all that spaghetti you were eating earlier. Now you're all like, I can't sleep or whatever. Now you're like, gotta come back. Okay, I'm going to run my book. Oh, I'm about halfway done with it. Yeah, halfway. You miss me so much? Wow. Be right back. Check out that curtain. Oh, I'm back. Change the engine for the Skyline. I don't think I've even seen a Skyline. Or what's another one? Is Fair Lady? They had weird names for cars. NSU, guys ever heard of NSU cars? Those are old. NSU made motorcycles too. I've never seen an NSU car for real. I've seen one NSU motorcycle. And that was actually pretty cool. Yeah, I've never even seen a Skyline. I will tell you this right now, I don't dance. And if I do dance, I do it poorly. Yeah, yep. See, Buff knows what I'm talking about, the old NSUs. Some of them were actually pretty quick cars. Ah, we got a Kiwi in the chat. Welcome, Dean. I can holler, but yeah, Dougster don't dance. Chris, what's happening? The cost of repairing $1,450 US. I decided to sell it and buy a Toyota Chaser. I don't know what a Toyota Chaser is. Toyota makes good stuff though. And actually, surprisingly enough, the man who started Toyota is not spelled how Toyota is spelled. It ends in D-A, Toyota, not Toyota. Because I guess the original name, the earliest Toyotas, DAs, actually had DA on them. But I guess in like a translation, in certain languages, it doesn't translate well. So they decided to change the name from Toyota DA to TA. So the Toyota that we know today. But there is a Mr. Toyota. Apple cider. Oranges make cider too? Orange cider? Yes, still water. Van is the chaser. Oh, okay, okay. Like a caddy, like the little Volkswagen Rabbit pickups were called caddies in some parts of the world. Gotcha. With a 1JZ engine. What's my most favorite car? Most favorite. The Duesenberg. Anything Duesenberg. Duesenbergs are my favorite. Steam car, Doble steam car is a second, only to the Duesenberg. Duesenbergs, they were all built in 1929. They were way ahead of its time. Augie and I can't think of the other brother's name. Duesenberg, they were race car guys, and they built just the chassis. So when you bought a chassis, it was like $10,000 in 1929. That was a huge amount of money, and you still had to have a body built. That was just a hood, grill, and frame rails, a wheelbase. So you still had to have a body built. And some of the big rich muckety mucks actually had a summer body and a winter body, and they would actually trade the bodies out as the seasons progressed. UP needs to be a mod. He is a mod. He isn't. Why are you not a mod? Boom. Unfinished. If you were demoderated, I didn't do that. And if you hadn't been, I'm sorry. Told me to tell you that she's a big fan, but I'm bigger than her. Just don't tell her that. Okay. Justin's in the house. Mongolia. Cool. Never had somebody from Mongolia before. I want you to buy an imported car in Japan, and if you like the cheap price, very clean without accidents, not a mile. Well, one of the issues that you run into, especially with JDM cars, especially from the Japanese market, is Japanese VIN numbers are totally different than US style VIN numbers. And I think that the Japanese VIN numbers are longer, and it confuses all of the, because everything's by VIN, and it'll just confuse that. Like to get insurance and all sorts of stuff, yeah, they'll find that the car doesn't exist. The car doesn't exist, that you don't have a right VIN number. That can't be the VIN number. Yes, it is. Goodbye. Didn't I used to be a mod? I don't remember if you were or not, Justin, but I don't think you were. Is it bad if I fart on my little sister? That all depends on your little sister's opinion of it. If she doesn't like it, then no. If she doesn't care, then all right. But more than likely, she probably doesn't care for it. Why are we talking about cars? Why not? Why not? We're into cars. We're car people, unfortunately. The JDM car that you like Japanese market, I'd much rather have motorcycles from Japan than JDM cars. Like there was a prototype CBX that was a 12-cylinder, so it was two 6-cylinders side by side, and it was an absolute beast. I'd like to have that just cause. Not that I'd want to ride it, just to have it. Just to have it. What else in the Japanese only stuff would I want? Woohoo, long time listener, first time moderator. Euro motorcycle? No, I haven't, but I have rode a Rokon Trailbreaker, the two-wheel drive motorcycle. Yeah. My friend has one, and it's powered by a two-stroke Chrysler engine. Same engine that they put on the Chrysler SnowRunner. And that thing is weird. It's really low geared. Mitsubishi Evos are fast. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. But if they do, grab your shoe and beat them till they're black and blue. Bet you never heard that. A car that suits you. Yeah, I could see me driving a Mitsubishi Evo. I've seen some guys really make some strong power with those boxer engines of Subarus. That actually surprises me, but small cars. Wow. My friend has a Japanese import right-hand drive Supra. People go nuts over Supras, just the name Supra. And you're like, geez, put it away, guys. My God, it's just a word. Sitting due to issues with the paperwork. I wonder why. It's probably title issues. The only right-hand drive vehicle that I've ever driven was a retired mail Jeep. And it was right-hand drive. Super A. Super A? Super A? Oh, that's super, eh? Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. What was the green car my roommate had? That was like a 75 Celica. Yeah, it was a 75 Celica. And it was like grass green with a white top and a white interior. And the body on the car looked good, but someone had not done that car any favors mechanically. How much money do I have to buy a car from Japan? About 20 bucks. To get a car from Japan here, I probably never do. Now, one of our friends who comes in, Mexican spec, he actually helps people legally obtain cars from Mexico, and he'll actually purchase the car for you. He's kind of your go-between the seller and you. And then he will get shipping arranged for you, and he gets them shipped out of Mexico, and I think he brings them into Arizona. I think it's Arizona. But yeah, so on that from there, then you're responsible for getting a shipper to pick up or be there to get the car. But boy, rust-free sheet metal here in Michigan. Yeah. It's Arizona. Yep. Thanks, Buff. Buff, you like tools. Have some more. The average cost to import a JDM is $3,000 to $7,000. Okay, so it's $3,000 to $7,000 just to import on top of what I pay for the car. Okay, but still, the title headaches and everything. No thanks. This may be a first. Oh, come on, Buff. You've had tools since the 60s. This ain't nothing new. Just kidding. You've never been a mod, Buff? Well, congratulations. Okay. Ah! But can you import them out of Australia for cheaper? I don't know. Modsters. Ooh. And not to mention, we also got Blue Ranch Brigade. There's a lot more danger. Well, something is only as dangerous as one dares to drive said vehicle. Anything can be very dangerous. You know, Porsche has essentially been giving you the same car body for like over 50 years. If you notice, look at the evolution of the Porsche, like the 911s and all those things. It's always almost the same car body. They just keep, so they've got the perfect body, the perfect shape, and they just keep modifying and making it better and refining it. And those things are fast. Germans make good stuff. They really do. Can I make another live tomorrow? No, I can't. But come back here next Monday. Be right here. It feels like a new car. I bet. I bet the rims look styling on the Z sled. 24 miles. Good deal. There's been a lot of trials and tribulations with the Z sled, but it's all coming together. The window debacle, come through that fine, and the parts car acquisition, great. Yeah. The wheels, yes, the wheels. Yeah, oh, Paul Walker died in the 911. Yeah, well, those guys were also out driving Spirited, and yeah, and those, I bet you those guys were probably adrenaline junkies. They liked it when they had those close calls and stuff and just scared the living tar out of themselves. Goodbye. Yeah, that's not a great way to go. The steering parts made a huge difference. I bet it did. And she's all sealed up good again, and oh, no exhaust leaks, and oh yeah, that old inline six, that 6 in a row is ready to tow. So now, are you guys gonna go 6-cylinder challenge, Buff versus Kim, inline 6 versus slant 6, Ford versus Chrysler? Who will come out on top? Buff versus Kim. Yep. The Z sled versus the Dart. Yes. Excellent. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You guys have been very busy, and needs a twin turbo. Doesn't everything? Depends on how the twin turbo setup is, because you could have like a V8 and a turbo on each bank, and that's twin turbo. Or you could have a honking turbo and a small turbo set up compound style, where you have the little turbo blowing into the big turbo to help the big turbo spool up faster. So as the little turbo comes under boost and it's spraying right in on the big turbo, then that gives the big turbo a little kick in the pants to get into his power band a little faster. So imagine having compound turbos on both sides, on both banks of that V8. Wow, one would be enough. Tomorrow you'll open the live broadcast. Meat box full of socks. Okay. Do they rock? Can you knock? Hey, somebody beeped. You're from India? I am from America, the state of Michigan. Good things come from India. Mahindra tractors. I like Mahindra tractors. With all these turbos, I could have him follow me with a skid steer to pick up parts. Yes, you could. Yeah. Overboost something and send it to its maker. From Miami. Nice. Welcome. Why America have so many divorces? I have no idea. I have no idea. Then again, I've never been married also, but Brenda? Nope, not Jameer either. Test driving new Wagoneer and hit 111. Doug's good. How's Justin? Hey, Aurora. Yes, Mahindra tractors are also available in America. Yes, they are. And as a matter of fact, I've got a guy who owns a Mahindra on this side of me, and I got a guy that owns a Mahindra on this side of me. And yeah, the one down over here, his is actually like a big Mahindra, like a farm tractor. The one over here is a subcompact, but it's still a little brute. They're both 4-wheel drive. For example, I have an Impala 67. I rode a Supra 2JZ in gear and everything except modification. Yeah, 2JZ, or what's the JZ engine? 4JZ? I'm not even going to pretend to know that. I know enough to be dangerous. So the Wagoneer, is that electric, or is that running on fossil fuels, or is it a hybrid? I'll bet you that thing flat scats. Have I ever been to New York City? No. I've been to New York State, but not New York City. We went into northern New York State via like Buffalo, and then kept going north. And I went to a place called Richfield Springs, which is which is on top of the mountain. And guys, northern New York State is beautiful. It's beautiful. It is amazing. And we were in Cooperstown, New York. We were nearby Cooperstown, New York for the Baseball Hall of Fame, which is way cool if you like baseball. And Cooperstown, New York is really cool. Richfield Springs, we stayed at the KOA, and the morning time we were coming down the mountain to get breakfast, and wow, the views and the old barns and everything. Man, that place is cool. I'll definitely go back there. Joseph Woody live stream a couple years back on one of the. Nope, that's not me. I just started doing live streams a couple months ago. Never going back to New York. Wagoneer, inline 6, twin turbos, 8-speed auto with drive shaft loop. Factory? Cool. All right. Funny. Donald, there's some people like Donald here and some people hate him here. Funny, same here. Oh, and Royal Enfield motorcycles. Those are cool. Loud lifters save lives. Actually, Royal Enfield completely redesigned, and they got new bikes, and they're awesome. Same worldwide. Hey, he's our president, and he's fine by me. Yep, everywhere. Twin turbos. Now, is that compound turbo, Tom? Is that like a turbo blowing into another turbo? Probably is compound. And isn't the turbo housing like isn't the turbo housing cast into the head also? So when the turbo dies, you got to replace the head. Royal Enfield, also from India. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't. It took. We went to a motorcycle show in May, and there was a guy there that was telling us the whole news story on the new Royal Enfield, and it sounds to me like there's the people who own Royal Enfield are actually using the old gray matter. They're smart. One of the first things they did when they started taking over the motorcycle division, it was one of the sons. I guess there was like 10 companies that this family owned, and one of them was Royal Enfield. And then the son took over just the father says, "Son, what do you want to do?" He says, "You can take over whatever business you want." He goes, "I want to do the motorcycle division. It's yours." And one of his first things that he did was anybody who worked for Royal Enfield, if they had a company car, they were to turn it in, and everyone rides a motorcycle. And that will be your motorcycle company, you're going to ride them. And set aside some time, because every month we're going to be going on countryside rides as a team. And then when our motorcycles break down, we're going to fix them on the side of the road. You are going to fix your own bike. You are going to be very intimate with your motorcycle. So you better hope it doesn't break down. And we're going to be doing drives every month. Plus you daily driving your motorcycle. 3 knock sensors, front, middle, and rear. Wow. No, it's front 3 and rear 3. Interesting. Yeah, they ended up going so well. They actually did so well with turning around Royal Enfield that the father actually said, "Well, you've done so good with the motorcycle division. What can you do for the rest of the companies?" And he said, "Well, the only way that I'm going to do that, Dad, is if I have unrivaled power. If I make a decision, it sticks. Fair?" He's like, "Fair. You've proved yourself to me." He ended up selling most of the companies down to like a couple few and Royal Enfield. Then they built 2 new manufacturing facilities in India, and they're starting to really crank up on the Royal Enfield bikes. And it sounds like a great story. I was actually really interested in what the guy was talking about. And it's neat to hear. So, and only 3 liters? Wow. Americans put the English language on the map. Well, maybe. Not all the ones we can get, but 1 or 2's fine by me. What do you want to ask me? Regulations on guns? Let's not talk about that. That way we don't get into a big old stew pot. I've never heard of it. The only thing that I believe in is let's make hot rods fast again. I'm a gearhead. I'm not political. And with that, be right back. I'm going to get some water. It's a type of squishy that is very sticky. I'm back. What do I do for a living? Hi, dihydrogen monoxide, absolutely. Tall and cold. What do I do for a living? I load semi-trucks with tortilla chips. The factory that I work in, we make tortilla chips, and we make a bunch of them. You're a bodyguard? Good. DougsterDoritos? Wow, the DougsterDoritos. That sounds like a band name, Dougster and the DougsterDoritos. Yeah. Now playing tonight at Phil's Drive-In, Dougster and the DougsterDoritos. You'll pay full price for your ticket, but you'll only need the edge. Do you get free chips? Yes, I get free chips. And sometimes we get free dip too. But usually if you have one, it's never the other. So either you get free chips or you get free dip. Very rarely do we get dip though. Salsa? Yeah, we get salsa sometimes. Basically all the salsa that we distribute chips and salsa. So like when I get a trailer load, I'll actually have to go grab a few pallets of salsa and put it in the trailer up in the front. And then we put the load in behind that. Yeah. We do queso, we do chunky salsa, hot, medium, mild. We do queso, we do white queso, we do Chrysler Master Mechanic since '87. Do you have your golden tool set? If you've been at it that long, do you have a golden tool set, Tom? I bet you do. And Tom remembers the big Chrysler tools that came in a blow molded white case and the tools snapped into them and there's a top to it. Those are really cool. I've seen those at like big Chrysler shows. Yes. Yes. That is cool, Tom. I've seen the golden tool sets, but you know, it's always been, oh, this was my dad's, or this was this is that. So IMO. Tom worked on new Fifth Avenues. Oh, yeah. Alicia, hello. You have a golden ratchet. That's cool. Okay. A golden ratchet. I remember like golden tools and stuff, like special commemorative snap-on stuff. On RuneScape? I don't do RuneScape. What time is it where you are right now? It's like almost 10 o'clock. It's like 9:30 on a Monday night. Oh yeah, it's a Mopar ratchet, yeah. The yeah, it's the golden tool set. Like when you became a master mechanic, you got your golden tool set. Yeah, that's very cool. I've only seen them. I've never actually owned any. Damien, what's happening? Did a short on it? Well, I mean, with Dean Stevenson, it's already Tuesday afternoon in New Zealand. Oreos. It's 9 o'clock. Okay. I do like Oreos. I don't need to eat them, and I don't very often, but yeah, who doesn't like Oreos? They're awesome. Dean Stevenson sings his favorite Moody Blues hits. Tuesday afternoon. Oh. I work on an Oreo company. Well, yeah. Day after day. Peter Griffin? Oh, yeah. Or do I look like Big Boy? Yeah. Yeah, Oreos are awesome. Thank you. Hey, I mean, buffering. Sorry, the signal gods were temporarily not with us. Yes, we are back. Knack? I have the knack. And John, our 9 Mile Road. A lot of the big boy restaurants went away around here. They used to be all franchised by the same franchise, and they were huge. They were everywhere, and they've all dried up. It's sad, as a matter of fact. There used to be one in the town I grew up in. Um, they put that in like the 2000s. Kroger's. My dad worked for Kroger stores when they were still in the West Michigan market in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. My dad said that in an 8-hour shift working nights, he would switch between 300 and 350 trailers in 8 hours. Just switching trailers. That means taking a full trailer away from the dock, parking it in the yard with a switcher tractor, and then picking up an empty container and putting it to the door. And he'd do 300 to 350 in 8 hours. That's a lot of dropping and hooking. Oh, they're dollies. Yes. I think they're doing that in the name of equality and all that other stuff. Yeah, Dolly's Diners. He has the knack. That's right. Yeah, they're all gone. All the ones around here, I can't even tell you the last actual big boy I've been in. Um, yeah, they're all gone, which is sad. When the first time I went to the Silver Dome, which was the old place where the Detroit Lions play football, the concessions were all big boy, and run by the same franchising family that all the big boys we were familiar with. It was Elias Brothers. Frisch? No, they were never Frisch's. They were always. Oh, Frisch's as the chain? No, Elias Brothers was the chain up here. We ate at it. Yeah, we ate at a Frisch's because my grandparents. We went to. I think we went to Mount Pillar, Ohio, and then we stopped for lunch or dinner at a Big Boy, and my grandmother and grandfather had like a frequent diners card or whatever, and it was full, and they wanted to redeem it for a meal, and it was a big hubbub because it was between the two. Ebby's is another Big Boy franchise. Yeah, ours was Elias Brothers, like the first name Elias. Um, and I remember it might have been a Frisch's, um, because there was a big hubbub and they didn't know what to do, and the manager came and explained that this is between two franchises, and then he goes, you know what? Tell you what, folks, and he did it anyway for my grandparents. That was really nice of him. He didn't have to do that. 10 big boys in Michigan. Okay. Now there used to be like 100. Now there's 10. Yeah. Yeah. All the ones in my area, I can't tell you the last time I seen a big boy. They're all closed. They might have. Yep, Elias Brothers. They're all Elias Brothers. As a matter of fact, at the Silverdome, it said Big Boy Elias Brothers, and all the concessions throughout the Silverdome were advertised as Elias Brothers. The Silverdome was old. Hey, Ruggs. Oh, yeah. Some of them reopening in Dayton, Ohio, but I'm not sure if they're still big boy affiliates. Yeah, there's a lot of older big boys that pulled out of certain markets many years ago, and it's kind of funny because they're all still operating restaurants, but it's not a big boy anymore. But I mean, you just take a look at the building, you're like, that's a big boy. You walk inside, you're like, this is a big boy. Yeah, you can tell the layout, how it is, how the booths are. Yeah. It's an old big boy store. There's one place down in Three Rivers, I think it is, or Schoolcraft. No, Three Rivers, and it's a restaurant called the Oasis. It's an old big boy. I think it's changed names again, but it used to be the Oasis. And that place I thought was better than a big boy. Their food there was tremendous. It got to the point we stopped there for breakfast one morning, and I was hooked after that. I'm like, wow, this place is great. Silverdome gone. Yes, Silverdome is gone. A lot of Macedonia. Wow. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, the salad bar at Big Boy was always good. You mean Yugoslavia? Macedonia is Greek. Okay. 3:47 a.m. Wow. All the oil pan bolts in my 360 were loose. I'm surprised it didn't leak. Finger tight Jones strikes again. That's the second time I've seen finger tight Jones. Ponderosa had a great salad bar too. Yep, corn relish. Ponderosa's another one. There used to be a Ponderosa. There used to be a couple of Ponderosas, and they're all gone too. The last one was in Hastings, which isn't that far away from me. And yeah, we used to go there to eat all the time. And yeah, Ponderosa went away. And then there was Ponderosas, and then there were Bonanzas. And I'd never been to a Bonanza, but I remember reading about, basically it's the same thing as a Ponderosa. Who called? Finger tight Jones strikes again. Oh, chicken fried steak. Yeah. Well, if you like the Bonanza chicken fried steak, then the one at Ponderosa was the same. It was, yeah. When I was a little kid, I learned Bonanza had a slightly better menu. Really? I never ate at one. I remember eating at a restaurant called Bonanza, but it wasn't the Bonanza like Ponderosa. It was just a small down home restaurant called Bonanza. Because I turned to my mom. I remember going there as a kid. We went there as a family. Like we were all out north at my aunt and uncle's cabin, and all of us went out to dinner one night. We had Bonanza. Hey, bedroom. Yep, they did the chicken fried steak. Hi, Krista. Just like Beetlejuice, huh? That was funny. Well, I mean, like, especially if you have a cork gasket, you shouldn't be, uh, you really don't have to have those bolts cranked way down anyway. Golden Corral was our longest lasting, but it's gone. Yeah, our Golden Corral's gone also. We had Bonanza in one direction and Ponderosa in the other. Dr. G, what's happening? It must have been on the edge of two markets. Interesting. Redneck Davis. Dr. G, what's happening? I want to say that I did a posting for this live the other day, and old Dr. Go actually gave a really shining review on there, and I'm going to try to go from memory, but essentially what Dr. G was saying is he learns a lot of stuff from what we talk about, and he likes how I handle the live stream and how it really, he said it really does feel like that we're all hanging out in the garage, and that's exactly what I want. Yeah. So if everyone was just here in the garage and hanging out, that's what we're doing. Bench racing. Yep. Talking about anything and everything. Yeah. Golden Corral. It's the cost of food is what has really did away with a lot of buffet places. At least the major names like Golden Corral and what was the other one? Oh, I can't think of it. Anyways, yeah. Is the Barefoot Water Skiing Pro? Man, there was we were out on the lake yesterday, and my friend's he got himself a bass boat, a little speedboat bass boat, and he was out doing hot laps on it. The engine's so new on it, it has, when we put it away, it had 65 hours on it. It's that new. And there was guys trying to boogie board behind a pontoon boat, but he didn't have enough of a real lead rope on it, and he would get out behind the wake and he'd dance back and forth and fall off the boogie board, and you see him go down into the water. He'd get right back up. You know what? I've never done it. I've never watched skied a day in my life, but I bet you that your feet, if you were barefoot water skiing, I bet your bottoms of your feet would get numb from the wave slapping it after a while. It wouldn't even matter. That was when I lived in Indiana, now Wisconsin, I think. Mama M3, 51 years of barefooting, and wanted to show the grandkids how to overcome fear. Nice. I would like to do neither. It was really cool. We were out on the lake just bombing around. I think we were out for like 3 or 4 hours. And most everyone's out there enjoying the lake, and all of a sudden you hear it, oomph, something big fires up. Bumpity, 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 bump. And we're like, uh-oh, here it comes. And sure enough, here he comes across the lake. A nice V8 speedboat, just sounding great. I could also be barefoot in the boat drinking a beer. I very well could be. Very well could be. But if I'm drinking, then I'm just a passenger. I won't be driving. And I think if I was to own a boat, I think I would have Sizzler. Yeah, Sizzler. I never remember, I never have seen a Sizzler ever, I don't think. Or never been to one. Sizzler's not a thing around here. I remember us getting dressed up to go to Red Lobster on a Sunday after church, or being in our church best and going to Red Lobster. That was a big deal. We're going to Red Lobster. It's like, yeah, that was my mom's favorite place. If I was to have a boat, it would probably be a pontoon boat. Oh yeah, Hush Puppies. No, the Cheddar Bay biscuits from Hush Puppies from Long John Silver's. Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster. Them Cheddar Bay biscuits are awesome. Yep. Sizzlers are all over in the Western U.S. Yeah, I know it's a thing. We used to have Howard Johnson's many years ago, and then it's still there. It's operated under another name, and it's got the you can. I mean, once you know what a Howard Johnson's looks like, you can pick it right out. I mean, the roof now is green, but it used to be orange, and yeah. Ooh, swordfish, nice. What I like is some nice fatty tuna. A nice tuna roll, yeah. Hojo's had awesome food. The boat is 35 and the motor's 39. Old guy with old stuff. That's why I wrench and learn from others. Old stuff is awesome. Yeah. I've had my heart broken by boats though, so I like boats, but I probably wouldn't own one again. But if I were to own a boat, it would probably be like a nice big tri-tune boat with a 150 horse outboard. Just go out, bring a few friends, and go putt around on the lake. It's good enough for me. But if I was to actually go full-on boat, there's only one speedboat that I want, and it's a Chrysler Conqueror 135. And it is Chrysler powered, and it has a Chrysler built jet drive on it. And it's axial, not conical or whatever. It's a different style of jet drive. And so, yeah, I'd probably never get to drive my boat. I'd be working on it and tracking down parts. Ooh, all you can eat fried clams. Yes. My truck is a 48. Its engine is a 57. Nice. There used to be a family-owned golf course nearby here, and they were known for their Lenten menu. The guy who owned the place was a real devout Catholic and a wonderful guy too. His name was Frank, and he was a great guy. He was a big snowmobiler, and he would get some really good stuff in for the season of Lent. And his clams, they weren't all you can eat, but they weren't clam strips. They were whole fried clams, about the size of a 50-cent piece. And man, that place, everything was good. That used to be one of our secret weapons. Like, if where's good to eat, we'll take you here. And it was always just a nice, quaint, clubhouse golf course ding. And yeah, overlooking the golf course, and yeah, have a really great meal. Spectrum, they had a couple of they had mounts throughout the like taxidermy throughout, but it was tastefully done. And the golf course in the corner had this beautiful brick fireplace, and then the taxidermy guy made two things, and it was like two stringers of perch, just loaded with perch. And it's just like you come home that day and like, hey, look what I got. And he hung them up on either side of the fireplace. It looked so realistic. It was amazing. Chrysler made some cool boats at the time. I owned a Chrysler. Oh, Snow Scoot. Yeah. The Snow Runner, Chrysler Snow Runner. That moped looking thing with a single skinny track. Commercial AC units. Yeah, Chrysler made all sorts of stuff. Chrysler had a rocket division. Yep, Chrysler Air Temp. Yep, tinted glass in your car with Chrysler Air Temp. Your Chrysler Snow Runner, Dr. G, you're about the limit for weight capacity on that Chrysler Snow Runner. That's meant mainly for a kid. Those tracks on those things they're just bicycle chain, essentially, with metal flaps welded to it. And actually, if you want, Dr. G, you can breathe some fire into that two-stroke Snow Runner engine, but the track won't handle it. That actually was an experiment for, I think the military asked Chrysler to make them a little snowmobile. Like it would come apart like your Chrysler Snow Runner can, and then it could be backpacked so somebody could like jump out of a plane or something on a mountaintop and then break open their pack and put together the Snow Runner and then start to ride. But yeah, the Chrysler Snow Runner became more of a kid's toy. Exactly. Then do not ride. If you want to keep it nice, don't ride the Snow Runner. Let the kids play on it. No, you can't beat a two-stroke. The power band for sure. Good morning, Max. A working GM shop fridge? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, GM and Frigidaire had were in bed together for quite a long time. Bill Durham, when he came back, was it the first time or the second time? Bill Durham came back to General Motors twice. One of the times GM got in bed with Frigidaire. So I'm not surprised that GM fridge is old. Drive a Liberty 2011. Nice. Your tail lights and the third brake light on that Liberty were made in Kentwood, Michigan at the facility I used to work at. I used to do automotive plastics, and we did tail lights, fog lights, turn signals. We did very little headlight work, but we did everything else. We did the stop lights on Dodge Rams, like the one that's on Black Betty, my daily driver. My shop made that. The whole rear lighting program on Dodge Vipers come out of our facility too. That's a pretty big boast. Dodge Charger tail lights and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, Frigidaire did make some good stuff back in the day. Love the smell of that two-stroke oil. Sparks off a motocross. Oh yeah, Honda CR500. Woo! Now that's a bike, bud. That's a lot of bike. That's a lot of bike. That's a lot of bike. I never rode a 500. I rode a KX 500 Kawasaki, and that thing about scared the bejesus out of me. Now, the best smelling two-stroke oil, I'm sure there's some great smelling two-stroke oil today, but classically, the best smelling two-stroke oil is Klotz. Klotz two-stroke oil. That's horsepower perfume. Like, you're at the cruise in or whatever, and some guy's burning race fuel, and he drives by, and you're like, oh man, I love the smell of that race fuel burning. Klotz. K-L-O-T-Z. Yep, K-L-O-T-Z. Klotz. Two-stroke oil. That stuff just, oh yeah. Oh yeah. We have sheet metal tools from the 50s. Brakes, rollers, edgers. Awesome. That, there's a reason why that stuff's still around, because it's well-made stuff. I get whatever Ace has. I like Ace. Ace is a great place. 2.4 liter V6, 200 Merc, 1986, 45 degree V. Very small but amazing two-stroke power. Yes, out of a two-stroke V6. The only thing that would be better than that would be the old Tower of Power, the inline 6 Mercs. They made those babies up to like 115 to 150 horsepower. Those things are brutes, and not to mention they stick up there. If you had a boat with a Tower of Power, it was like they made them black and chrome on purpose, so it just stood out. Yeah, you meant business. If you showed up with a boat with a tower of power on the back, that was the clear indicator you meant business. The one all made of cast iron, not surprised. One cutter weighs about 7,000 to 9,000 pounds. Wow. Has anyone used a two-stroke engine in their monkey bike at No Name Nationals? No, I don't think they have. You have a CC limit though. I think it's like 239. Yeah. And then there's also a clutch. They have a standard clutch, which will not work with a two-stroke engine. They actually made for monkey bike rules. You actually have to use a clutch like on a four-stroke monkey bike. So tall and chrome. You have a 100 tower of power from 1965. No two strokes allowed. Oh, okay. I see. I see. For monkey bike, right. A 100. That's impressive. I know a guy right now that if I told him that you have that 100, he would drive from Michigan to Wisconsin and buy that baby off of you. He is like, oh, Tower of Power. Oh. Woo, no two strokes. My favorite two strokes are two-stroke road bikes. Not dirt bikes, road bikes, like the RD 350. Yeah. Yeah, they called those giant killers. Not for sale, all original. Nice. He's close, but he's not there. He's northern Wisconsin, I believe. Yeah, RDs are quick little bikes. And then see, first it started with like the R5 and everything. I mean, they've been making that twin cylinder engine since like the 60s, and they just kept working with it and refining it and working with it and refining it and working with it and refining with it. And that road bike engine, it became the RD, then later became the RZ. The RZ 350 was a bad mamma jamma, and that's like 1983. Some of the bikes were screaming yellow, and they had black like strobe stripes on them and stuff. They looked mean, and they sounded mean too. And then later they started taking that same engine and they were using it in the Yamaha Banshee. That's why the Banshees are such legendarily fast quads, is because, yeah, we're still here. Yeah. But yeah, the Banshee runs that same RD 350 engine, and those guys build the snot out of them. A lot of guys will go seek out and try to find RZ 350 jugs to swap onto their Banshee engine just for the better power band, because it's got the dual range power band, I think it is. I could put a boat on Lake Superior and go north to Canada, but I don't have a big boat to handle that huge water. Yeah, I know that's right. Looked on all the lives, and they're all gone except for me. That's right, we're still here. You stopped at 2 glasses of gin tonight? All right. Oh, 2 or 4 stroke. I thought, but I didn't know, so I wasn't going to say anything. But yeah, I think it is. You can have a 2-stroke, but still you're limited to that clutch, the style of clutch in the rules, I believe, and you can't use that with a 2-stroke. Oh yeah. One of my favorite English cars. I would love to have a Jensen Interceptor. It would have to be British Racing Green with a tan interior. And it would have to have a 440 in it, preferably the 6-pack. So it'd be the Jensen Interceptor SP. How long is this video going to last? I don't know. Maybe we'll go for 3 hours. We're over 2. So yeah, we might go for another 50 minutes or so. And stayed up to 0400. Home of Lotus. Ah, the Lotus Esprit. I've only met one person who owns a Lotus, and he is very, very, very crazy about his Lotus. And yeah, Jensen's are cool cars. My friend, with his Lotus, when he bought it, it was a little dinged up. It had a little fiberglass damage in the front. It had a little fiberglass damage in the back. And then, so he wants to have his Lotus fixed, and the guy's like, I'll be more than happy to fix the fiberglass on your Lotus, but I need fiberglass repair panels. So you're going to have to get in touch with whatever company. I don't think it's Lotus themselves, but there's a company that has all of the Lotus molds, and what they do is they start to amass orders. So, oh, this guy needs, because a Lotus body is one-piece fiberglass. I did not realize that. So he has the choice. He could get a whole body, and then he has to take everything out of his and put it into that body to rebody his Lotus, or he gets the pieces and has it fixed. So they take orders until they have enough orders so it's worthwhile to run that mold. Then they pull the mold, they make the bodies, and then they cut to order and then ship. So it took him like 9 months or 10 months to finally get his parts for his Lotus. And yeah, it's all together, and it's like a deep blue metallic or deep green. It's almost black. Whatever color it is, it's almost black. Like in low light, you think it's black, and then it's like deep green or deep blue or something like that. It's a gorgeous car. Swapping cabs on the truck. I did a cab swap on Shop Truck. I'm still doing it. It was okay. It hasn't been fun, but now last time you got on me for saying it wrong. So Lee, emphasis on the H, Lee. Yeah, rebodying is, well, for a while you could go to, no, see, that's why I don't say it. There you go. Like the Camaro in a box, that one really blows me away, where you could order yourself a 68 Camaro and have it shipped to your doorstep, and you've got to build it. But it's it's a body, it's a frame, it's a subframe, it's everything minus the engine. But when you build it, it will be a 2025. It will not be a 1968. It'll have a VIN number issued to it. Pretty cool. I didn't see any two-stroke monkey bikes at No Name. Yeah, I think it's all around, if you can get around the clutch, because most two-strokes will run like a snowmobile style transmission, and that's not part of the, well, hello. Yeah, because usually you've got the snowmobile clutch and the snowmobile drive and a variable transmission. So that's out. They won't allow you to have a gearbox. I think it's got to be direct drive off of that certain clutch. They put the seatbelt retractors on the wrong side. Do I support Israel? Kali? You're fried like a grilled cheese sandwich right now. How did Ralphie May say it? Oh, yeah. I was stoned like a gravel road, y'all. Kylie? Ah. Kylie. Okay. Well, I don't want to offend anyone, say their name wrong. Stonedest. Stoned? Stoneder. Stonedest. What's this sound? That was my skull. I'm wasted. I'm so wasted. Do you know what slime is? Yeah, I've seen slime in various forms. You should have seen the slime that was in the bottom of my valve body when I went to clean that thing out. That was full of some slime. I think I'll head to Taco Bell and order me some tacos and a burrito. Can't take this anymore. Drive safe, man. Kylie, gotcha. Toxic hell. Nothing much. I'm good. How are you? Man, when I was in my 20s, I used to love Taco Bell. Every so often, I'll eat like fast food like once a week anyway. So fast food's like a big treat. Makes you hungry and you eat it. Nice. Yeah, when I was in my 20s, man, Taco Bell was it. But back then, man, you could like $20 and you could buy half the store. Now, $20, you can barely get a meal. But yeah. Actually, probably one of the places, probably because it's so. I love Taco Bell. Taco Bell was good back in the 90s and earlier. It's not bad. It's still Taco Bell. We used to have this down home branch that was kind of like a knockoff of Taco Bell, and it was called Ole Taco. And their stores. A boat. Nope. I don't know what that is, Kylie. Kaylee. Dang it, I said it wrong again. Get my pronunciation right. Come back here. Kylie. There. Kylie. Oh, we got Wendy in here. Hi. It's a cute little monster keychain. Nice. Cheaper to make your own tacos now these days. You got that right. Hey, thanks. It costs $45. Exactly. Exactly. I remember when all of that would have costed probably around $28. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I decided to, like, I'll just treat myself, because I mean, every so often you just want a burger, right? And not one that made at home, just a good old greasy burger. But yeah, I believe what the price we're paying for fast food these days and what you're getting, I don't think it's really worth it in my mind. And yeah, exactly. Go home and make make a badass burger for the same. I mean, spend that same, let's say $13 buys you a meal. Take that same $13 and go spend it at the grocery store and show me the meal you can make with $13, and it'll be way better. If you play your cards right, it'll be way better than that burger, fries, and a soda. Not fast either. Absolutely. Absolutely. The problem is that you are poor. That's in the eye of the beholder, though. Am I poor? I could be. Am I rich? I very be. Doesn't matter to affording it. I can totally afford it. It's not because I'm poor. It's because I choose not to. We don't eat out one day a year. Yeah, oh yeah, you can do a nice steak dinner for less than $20. Depends on what your cut of steak is. Usually, within my experience, you don't cheap out. You don't cheap out on steaks. Buy good steaks. Spend good money. Buy ribeyes. Buy porterhouses. Buy a good steak. Hi, Sarah. I'm great. I'm finer than frog hair. I'm going to grab myself a drink. Be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Check out the curtain. Dun, 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 dun. I'm back! And now a word from our sponsors. You were 11 in 1977? If it wasn't, I was, depending on what time of 1977, I was a fetus. I was 11 in 1965. Wow. I wasn't a glimmer in my dad's eye in 1965. I'm a product of the 70s, man. Well, to put it in perspective, when I was born, the infamous blizzard of 78 happened, and Oh yeah, I got all the guys, all the Midwestern guys. Oh, Blizzard 78. Oh man, I got stories. Same here. Well, I don't, but I mean, they were told to me I was literally a baby, and yeah, we got some serious snow in '78. I was a little kid, and Mom was attending to me, and my dad is one of those guys who just he knows everyone. Everyone knows Dad. Dad knows everyone. And they knew that my parents had that little boy, and so they were making sure the driveway kept clear. So everyone had a plow, and we lived in town, and everyone's coming over, and they keep the driveway clear, and Mom's taking care of me, and she poke her head out and wave, thanks Stan, thanks Carl, thanks Bob, and Mom's upstairs and changing my diaper out or something like that, and she hears crack, 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 whump. And she goes, what on earth is that? Sound like it come from the driveway. And Mom looked out from the upstairs window into the driveway, and all those snowbanks that everyone had squished back had finally held their weight, and they couldn't do it anymore, and all the snow piles collapsed into the driveway again. So yeah, we had snow drifts so high that a lot of guys made a lot of money that winter, like bringing supply with guys with snowmobiles. Those things were gold because that's how people got smokes and food and all sorts of other stuff, beer. And a friend of the family, Howard, was talking about that the only reason he knew where he was going for the most part was where the roads was because of power lines. And he said he'd be riding in the road where the road would be on top of the snow, and all there was just like the tips of the power pole sticking up through the snow, and then the wire would disappear into the snow and pop out, and disappear into the snow and pop out. That's how high the drifting snow was. Crazy. Oh, I bet Dr. G could tell some stories about. Well, no, he used to live in Indiana, didn't he? Only 2 inches of clearance when we opened up the garage door. Oh, I remember '78 snow. Yeah, T-bones. See, T-bones, you buy your meat by the pound though, and with a T-bone, you got to pay for that bone, and you can't eat that bone. So I usually try to stay away from bone-in steaks. Remember the '78 snow, but I also have newspapers from the big blizzard of '67, where I-65 was closed for almost a week, and the steel mill payloaders came out to help clear the mounds of snow. 5 storms. Wow. Nice thick ribeye. Yeah, buddy. 1950 November was a huge blizzard. Only 2 inches of clearance when we opened the garage door. Drifts to 15-foot plus. We had a drift almost to the roof of our ranch house. Oh, bedroom's back. All right, get her done, NFL. Oh yeah. So sounds like that we're gonna have a community supper this year at No Name, which that'd be cool. I'd be all for that. Yeah, community break bread with everyone would be wonderful. Yeah, yeah, the mac and cheese and the venison was excellent. It came, it even delivered. It came to me. Here comes Don. He's like, here, mac and cheese and venison. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna say no. Please everyone. Please everyone what? Hey, Muhammad. Of course I'm going to bring potatoes. I mean, yeah. Got to bring potatoes. You're Donald Trump? Nice. What's up, Mr. Trump? Spud taters. I don't know if I'll make a potato dish, but could make potato candy. That takes a minute to do, though. Hit the like button in the face. You're bricked. Okay, I'm going to go shut up the garage. Be right back. And now, a word from our sponsors. All right. Shop door was still shut, so I just had to turn out the light and shut the door. The actual man door. The earth is both round and flat? I think it's round. My brother's birthday is today. He's a sub of your channel. He's 40 today. Yay! Still online if you are, right? You are a night owl. Well, we're probably going to be running for another half an hour, and then we'll be ducking out for this installment, but we're still rolling till then. 8:05 a.m. Well, good morning. Good morning. What's for breakfast? Hit the gym, fatty. Oh, you got such wit. I need to skip breakfast? Nah, I eat a little something for breakfast. Otherwise, I get sleepy halfway through the morning. Gotta eat breakfast. Chicken sausages with cheese omelet and coffee. That sounds like a good breakfast to me. That's a winner. Cheetos 777. What's happening? Yeah. Yes, mashed taters are good. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I had my dinner. We had tacos for dinner tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to do um, chicken Alfredo, where it's chicken Alfredo sauce cheese, and then I use cauliflower and broccoli in it, and some cottage cheese, and bake that all up. And that is cheap and it is tasty. You like medium rare steak? I like a good rare steak. I want it rare but not cold. Yes, I enjoy a nice juicy rare steak. If it isn't actively trying to escape me while I'm trying to eat it, I don't want it. It was really funny because when Lady Duckster and I first started seeing each other, I like rare steak, and I'd get a steak. She's looking at my plate with this look of disgust. She's like, "It's bleeding," and I'm like, "That's steak sauce." And then she's like, "How can you eat that?" And I'm like this. Mmm. And finally, one day, I cut her off a piece and I hand it to her. I go, try it. And she tries it and she's like, "Wow, that's tender. That's juicy." And I'm like, exactly. Because she has always had a steak. It was always just pulverized, done. Eating tacos right now. Nice. You like your steak still mooing? Absolutely. Yes. Kingfisher beer available? No, I've never heard of Kingfisher. Is that an Indian brand of beer? Chicken Alfredo. It is really good. Okay, Kingfisher brand. I'll have to look for that. We got this one liquor store that can get just about anything. How are you still here? By magic. We're going to be here for another 20 minutes. Electricity, that's right. Electrickery. Yeah, the funny thing is of that dish, she works nights, so she is at work. And then how many subscribers do I have? 350 something, I think. 350 something, 351, 352, 353. Unless people might have subbed tonight, but before all of this, I don't even know if anyone subbed, but I won't know until. Who are you talking about? Me? She work in a call center? No, she does not work in a call center. She works in a factory, and she makes things. Makes things that are very important. You kept saying she. Oh, Lady Dougster. $361? Wow. Factory, all right. Yeah, she does. She makes stuff that's important to safety. How do I? How old do you look? I can't even hardly see you. So I don't know. Well, thank you, Raul. I gotta say that me and Mean Street Mopar were neighbors at the No Name Nationals, and he was hanging out with Backwoods Custom Crap and Travis Mopar Garage and Mopar Al. And yeah, we had a nice chat that night. I enjoyed hanging out with you, Mean Street. Which reminds me, I need to go find those Ted steaks so I can have my dining fly up proper this year for No Name Nationals instead of the droopy mess that I had. I ended up the guy who runs the or owns the dragway was nice enough to give me some pallet wood, and I just made some crude steaks, and I had the dining fly up kind of. So yeah, it'd be way better. I got to find either make steaks, which are pretty easy, or find the ones I got, which I wish I do because those were actually made by a blacksmith friend of mine. 363. Wow. Do I have any earning from YouTube? I have no earning from YouTube. I have not made a dime doing this. And really, I'm not even really after it for money. Money is not in the equation. If I make money doing this, then that'd be great, but I don't really care about the money. I just enjoy hanging out with people and showing, I'm doing this, the red stuff, I'm doing it anyway. And I just, you have 5 subs? Dang. Black Sabbath had their last concert. Yeah, I know. I pay to see Black Sabbath. I pay to pay to see Black Sabbath for sure. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's right. Sabbath had like 10 lead singers, didn't they? Because Ronnie James Dio replaced Ozzy, and then Ian Gillan, and there was another guy. There was a couple guys. Ed Sheeran new song? No, I haven't. Oh, Ozzy, Ronnie, then Ian. Okay. I am so annoyed right now because my sister is snoring and I cannot go to sleep. Maybe it has something to do with you paying attention to me. Turn off your phone and go to sleep. Nice. No, I am not on Instagram. You will not find me on any other social platforms. I only do the lube tube. Oh, cool. Do I know King Von? No. Mr. Fishman, how old am I? Old enough to know better, but still too young to care. I am in my late 40s. Who's your most favorite comment on this? Yours, of course. You're 32? Nice. When Ozzy was the leader, yeah, I liked Ozzy the best. Early Sabbath I enjoy. You guys want to get a good laugh in? If you guys enjoy Sabbath and you know your Sabbath, just for fun, go off the beaten path. Look up Mac Sabbath, M-A-C, Mac Sabbath. And it's Ronald McDonald is Ozzy. Mayor McCheese is now Slayer McCheese, and he's the lead guitarist. And then the bassist is Grimace, and the Hamburglar is the drummer. Now, it's all Sabbath songs musically, but all of the lyrics are about McDonald's. So everything it's all goofy. It's really funny. Go check them out. And it's still not married. My lady doesn't want to be married. If I had it my way, I'd have a wedding band on my finger, but she doesn't want to get married. So, hey, whatever. Got the Moroso 8-quart oil pan ready for the 360 last night. Now have to get the Mopar Performance Magnum RT heads and M1 intake. Nice. Be able to put the engine in the Diplomat. Are you going to run a windage tray with that big of a pan? And also, does the pan have a baffle in it? It's a Barroso pan, so I imagine it has a baffle already in it. But does it have an internal windage tray, or can you add a windage tray? Because I know that's standard equipment on a Mopar big block, but for a small block, that might actually glean you some extra horsey powers. Do I watch cricket? No, I don't. Not regularly. I've seen the game. I think it's fascinating because it's nothing. They don't play that here. Or if there's clubs that do it, it's not televised or anything like that. But it's an interesting game. One of my off-the-wall sports that I actually enjoy is Australian rules football. I love that stuff. I could watch that for hours. I was working second shift years ago. I used to work at another food company before the food company I work for now. And I used to work second shift, and there was nothing to do. You know, after the great late night TV shows would roll through, there's nothing to watch on TV. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, at like 3 o'clock in the morning, public television would start to play Australian rules football matches. And it was great. Finally, something worthwhile to watch. And I actually was getting to the point where I'm like, hey, it's Tuesday night. Gotta go watch footy. It has a baffle, and the 360 has a windage tray too. Great. Well, you're young. I'm 355. I'm chopped liver. But you have a used cricket team that beats Pakistan at World Cup. Oh, I'm sure we do. I just don't follow the sport. We beat Pakistan in World Cup. Wow, I didn't realize there was, okay, of course, World Cup of cricket. I know a cricket bat is quite a skookum piece. I have seen a cricket bat, and the one old boy used it as a weapon. I can see why. I wouldn't want to get conked with a cricket bat. Yeah, well, I think the U.S. also has a curling team. Curling, that's neat. That's a neat sport. Yeah, exactly. It's like a canoe paddle on steroids. Exactly. Exactly. I wouldn't want a canoe paddle, the business end of a canoe paddle coming at me, nonetheless, a cricket bat. Am I the Rizzler? The Riddler? Am I Canadian? No, I'm American. What are my thoughts about India? I think it's a beautiful place. I think they have some very spicy food. I like Mahindra tractors, and I like what I'm hearing about the new Royal Enfield motorcycles. I have nothing against India. I like India. Well, I don't know if I want to live there, but I mean, I'm cool with it. I'll go visit. I'll for sure go visit. Big curling there. Very cool. Cheetos 777. What's going on, my guy? Tikka masala. Yes. Yes. I've had tikka masala. That is excellent. That is an excellent dish. Yes. Probably I get it all. I probably all the Indian food I've ever had has probably been really tame. So I'd like to try it, experience it like normal spicy, not like extra, like not Indian extra spicy, just regular Indian spicy. I'd like to give that a try. For Cheeto 777. Yeah, I've had chicken masala. That was good. Yeah. Cheeto 777. Nice. Three digits were usually reserved for land speed cars. Like you'll see old pictures of land speed cars, and they'll have like 777, 555, 444, and so on and so forth as their speed numbers, or as their registration numbers, to let them know that was kind of their way of saying we mean business with the three-digit number. Hey, Serene. Triple Seven is a brand of powder I use in my lead propulsion devices, the muzzle loading kind. Hodgkins 777. I'm not old enough to have a job. Wow. It's kind of a, the I would thank you for the offer, Raul, but the commute from Michigan to India, it's a really long commute. Oh, work in Manchester. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, still the commute. Got to get on the boat and get back to Manchester and then turn around and come back to Michigan. It just wouldn't work out. He's the right fit. Consider Bedroom Skits as a moderator today. Do you need a moderator? Well, look no further than Bedroom Skits. And doesn't an ice cold Pepsi sound good right now? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we're going to pull the plug on this wonderful evening together. And so I'd like to say thank you to everyone who came and enjoyed and partook. And I hope you all have a great evening. And come on back next Monday night and we'll do it again, just like the Beach Boys. Let's do it again. So until then, hey, come on back. Same Dougster time, same Dougster channel. Bye, everyone.